All right, guys, welcome to today's video. Today's a little bit different. We're gonna step out of the world of turbines and right into the world of pistons. I put a YouTube short up a few weeks ago that asked you guys if you wanted a video series on how to buy a single prop plane, just a normal plane that just about anybody can afford. So that's what we're gonna get into today. Super awesome. I just got home from Placerville, California. It's pouring rain, snowing, it was crazy, but we're gonna get into the video. Just remember, this is a preliminary look at how to buy an airplane. This is like today was the first step in making the purchase, so keep that in mind. This video is a little bit technical, so if you guys want to skip to seeing the airplane, just skip on down the video a little bit, and it's in there. All in all, looks like a great plane. I had a good time, and I think we're gonna be moving forward. So I hope you guys enjoy this one. Let's get into it. Now, I shot the budget a little bit. I was originally gonna do this series on buying like a cheap Cherokee or something like that, around 25, 30 grand. But in all honesty, I don't need a plane that slow right now. So I started looking at Arrows and I found this awesome 68 Arrow 180 for $55,000 online. It's in Placerville, listed by Skywagons. I'm familiar with that broker. The plane is up there. I called him, I talked to him. Everything sounds good. The plane on the inside's a little beat up, not gonna lie. Let's take a look at the photos. It's not bad. A little bit of ripping in there, but it's all cosmetics. Ancient GPS, but it's got a Stratus, so that's good. And it's also got a wing leveler autopilot. The seats look serviceable. And the plane, I mean, it's not the best, but it's also not the worst. I went ahead, I took a look at the logs. Last annual was in last July, so I've got 4 months to go till annual's due. All ADs complied with, including the wing AD. Now, the engine is 200 hours past TBO. That's not a scary thing if you know what you're looking at. Compressions are good, but they don't tell you the full story, right? I can, you know, as you're doing a compression test, you can kind of, you can play with the prop. I can make that number read just about whatever I want, unless there's no compression. The big thing's gonna be actually looking at the airplane. So I found this airplane about an hour ago. I called Mark at Skywagons. He was very forthcoming with all the information about the airplane, and I decided to book a flight right now. As a matter of fact, I gotta go to the airport. I'm gonna head up to Sacramento right now, rent a car, drive up to Placerville, and we're gonna go look at this plane right now. Now, this is gonna be a preliminary look at the airplane, right? I'm gonna go up, if I like what I see, I'm gonna put a deposit on it, and then we're supposed to get a big storm at the end of this week. So if that happens, well, okay, that's gonna happen. So I'm gonna come back to Southern California tomorrow, but I'll go back up in a few days after the storm clears, and I'll do a very in-depth pre-buy and inspection on the airplane, and then I'm gonna beat the hell out of them on the price, because if you guys know me, you know that's what I do. So that's what we're doing. Fingers crossed. All right, just touched down in Sacramento. As you can see, it is pouring rain up here. It's freezing cold, and yeah, trying to get the heck out of here. It's a great day to go look at the airplane, go look at an airplane outside. Oh my gosh, it's so cold. So this is like the second like big storm of the year that's supposed to be hitting California. It's like just starting. So the guy thought I was nuts for coming up here today, but you know what? You gotta do what you gotta do. Early bird catches the worm, and I don't want to miss out on a potential deal on a good airplane. So rental car check. Let's get on the road.
Then you will arrive at your destination.
Holy crap. I didn't realize there was gonna be snow up here. All right, guys, just made it out here, freezing balls right now. It's so cold. That's the plane. It's crazy. Let's get into it. All right, guys, we can't see too much out here right now because it is raining and windy as hell. But you can kind of see the airplane out here a little bit. That's what we got. Unfortunately, it's just the weather's too shit out here right now. So what I'm gonna have to do is come back tomorrow. I'm just gonna come back tomorrow in the morning, and we'll do a little bit more in-depth looking at it. Probably gonna go buy some rain boots, because I definitely brought the wrong shoes for this today. Mark's an awesome guy. I'll introduce you guys on the channel. I'll introduce him to you guys on the channel tomorrow. Introduce you guys to his channel as well. But for now, I'm getting out of the rain. So we'll see you guys in a little bit. Smells very pine coney out here. I guess that's Northern California though, right? Okay, so one of the most important things we're looking for when we're buying any PA-28 series aircraft is the eddy current inspection. Now, in my review of the logbooks on this one so far, I haven't seen any evidence that it was done. There's a formula that you have to work out to find out if it's required or not on the airplane, and the formula goes as follows. We take the total time, right, minus the number of 100-hour inspections. So let's say the airplane is 50 years old and it's had 2,500-hour inspections. Well, we take the 2,500-hour inspections, we multiply that by 100 for this formula to work. So we would take the 5,000 hours total time that the plane has, divide minus the 2,500 100-hour inspections, right? Adding in the multiple, and then you divide that by 17, and that gives you a number. If that number comes below 5,000 factored service hours, then you're not required to do the eddy current inspection, which is a good thing. I don't believe this plan is required, but I am going to dig through the logbooks right now. It's a big part of it. I'm going to dig through the logbooks right now, count all the 100 hours, and see if the plane is required to have an eddy current inspection. It's not a deal killer if it does require an eddy current inspection. As a matter of fact, that gives me a little more leeway to negotiate on the price of the plane. So I'm going to see what happens with that, but I'm going to get into it. And this is part of the stuff where you're going to buy an airplane, you don't want to pay an A&P to do a pre-buy for you. You got to be thorough and do your homework. Luckily, I'm an A&P-IA, so I know what I'm looking for, but you always want to do your research before you get into something like this. The other thing I did that I didn't see in the digital logbooks that Skywagon's posted online, when I got in there earlier tonight, I took photos of the last AD report. So I'm going to go through that, cross-reference it with the current list of airworthiness directives that are out with the FAA for this aircraft, and see if there's anything outstanding or something that may have been missed. Never count on previous work or previous logbook entries to guarantee, what's been done or what hasn't been done. A lot of times you'll see an annual that was signed off and, it may have been pencil whipped to get the plane sold quickly or stuff like that. So you always want to verify all the information, because that's how you can fall into a big trap buying an airplane that may need more work than you think. So for right now, I'm going to hop into these logbooks, so I'm going to start calculating things up, and I'll come back to you guys in a few minutes and let you know what I come up with as far as factored service hours for this PA-28R. Okay, so first off, page 1 of the logbook. This may be kind of hard to see, but that's our first 100-hour inspection. So I'm literally just going to tally one up. Now I'll scroll through, just looking for 100. Oh, there's another 100-hour inspection. So that's 2. We're not off to a great start. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to continue to keep scrolling through these logbooks, see how many 100-hour inspections we come up with. This is the boring part of buying an airplane. It's much more fun when you just while out on eBay and buy a plane sight unseen like I did for my first airplane. Now, I can't get too mad at this. This logbook entry is from 1970, so I can't expect them to be in the logbooks with a typewriter. But this is where you go in, and that is a 100-hour inspection, right? Very easy to miss something like that, though, so you really got to pay attention to what you're looking at and really read what's in these logbooks. You never just want to just kind of quickly glance. You're buying an airplane. It's a lot of money. It's significant. It's a significant investment. You want to just be thorough. Take your time. It doesn't take but an hour to read through all the logbooks unless you're buying a jet. If you're buying a jet, then logbooks suck. But so here we go. We'll keep going. But so far, I'm up to 12. I'm going to keep going. Now, looking at this airframe logbook, it looks like somewhere in the early 70s, the plane switched over from a flight school to a private owner, because all you're seeing now is annual inspection, annual inspection, annual inspection, annual. This is good because as I checked in last with you guys, we're at 12. So I have a feeling that nobody screwed this up. Our factored hours are going to be well below what is required of this airplane. So that's good. All right, back into it. November 27, 2000. We're back into 100-hour inspections. So the tally now continues. Hopefully it's not a lot. Fingers crossed. That's it. Now we get to the engine logbook. We came up with 13 total 100 hours inspections, which is awesome. So now it's 13 times 100. That gives us 1,300. Now the plane has about 4,200 hours on it right now. 1,300 hours, that's that factored number, that 13 times 100, we get 1,300 there. If we subtract 13 from 42, we come out with 2,900. So 2,900 hours divided by 17 brings us to 170.58 factored hours. And that is a beautiful thing. This plane has literally its entire life all over again before an eddy current inspection will ever be due on it, which is super cool. So that being said, I'm gonna jump back in the logbook, see if I can find anything else weird. Other than that, looks like we're buying an airplane tomorrow. That's the biggie. It's the next morning, time to head back out to the airport. We're gonna do a more in-depth look, take a more in-depth look at the plane today, and I'm gonna make the decision if we're gonna go ahead and fire on this sucker. So that being said, let's get to the airport. Finally made it out. We got a little bit of daylight finally. I'm here with Mark from Skywagons, LLC.com. It's skywagons.com, right?
Well, Skywagons.com is the company. Skywagon University is the YouTube channel.
Hey, Skywagon University. I don't know if you guys have seen his content. He's got super cool reviews on so many airplanes. It is absolutely incredible. Good news is we're finally out here, got some daylight. Going to show you guys how we're going to go through this Aero and basically kind of just the key points I'm going to look at. It's actually a really solid plane. You guys saw last night I went through the logbooks. We totaled everything up for the factored hours in service and all that stuff. The plane is in pretty decent shape. Scott, I don't know, what do you think? Do you like this one?
Well, it's cosmetically needy, but it's airworthy and in annual, so it's something you can fix and fly. It's great. I mean, you can't get much less for the money.
That is 100% the most important thing. So as you guys saw last night as we're going through the logbooks, 80s, and I explained that in depth last night. So what we're gonna do today, I'm gonna hop in here, I'm gonna verify all the serial numbers and all the accessories, and then I'll do an AD search on those, and we'll see where we're really looking on the airplane. All right, guys, we got the cowling off here, and now I'm going through, and I'm basically looking at all, if you guys can see in here, I'm looking at all the part numbers and serial numbers on all the data plates. So that's important. The good thing is I don't see any evidence of any exhaust leaks, which is good because taking the exhaust off and welding them sucks. It doesn't look like she's dripping a lot of oil, which is also good. Oil clearly looks to be in decent shape. All the fire hoses, these sleeves are what you're looking at, those have to be replaced at, I think it's like 12-year intervals. Don't quote me on that, I have to double check. But they were all replaced relatively recently. The engine is 200 hours past TBO, but that doesn't concern me. Again, it's all about how she runs. But everything in here so far at first glance looks pretty good. We'll take a look at the oil right now. Also, I haven't done this yet, so it's definitely going to need an oil change before we fly it home. We'll do that here. One of the things I like to do whenever I change the oil on a piston aircraft is I'll write the date and the hours here on the oil filter. So it's just easy for me to know when it's due, when the last time I did it was. Outside of that, it really doesn't look too bad. This airplane has really low time. It's only 4,000 hour airplane, which is good. Mostly it's just the cosmetics of the interior that we're really concerned about. Engine stuff's easy. We're gonna get rid of this. That's the vacuum pump there. That's gotta go. We're gonna replace the magnetos. I'll switch to, one side will go to electric ignition. The other one I'll just get an overhaul replaced unit. I'm looking for bends and folds in the firewall from hard landings or anything like that, which I don't see. You can usually see it look like a little wave in the sheet metal, which I don't see. I don't like when the firewalls are black. I usually prefer them just straight. I think it's galvanized is what they use. It's just the black makes it harder to see. But yeah, I'm pretty satisfied with what I see in here. We'll replace all the plug wires and plugs. There's a recurring AD on this to inspect these hoses, the fuel lines here, and the spider valve, or this, they call it spider. I don't know, it's not a valve, but it's not too bad. So we have orange on top of the cylinders. I'll decode that for you guys in the video slightly. I'll let you know what that means. And outside of that, she looks pretty solid. I think we'll fire her up here. I think I'm gonna fire it up here in a minute. All right, guys, now you have to remember, this is just the preliminary look at the airplane, okay? I have a lot more inspecting to do. This is just, I'm on limited time. Ran up here last minute last night to get up here to check it out, because if it's something I want to proceed with, I wanted to secure the deal, so that's what I'm up here doing. Inside the airplane now, standard 6-pack. Definitely gonna have to redo this interior. ADS-B out, which is good. That'll get replaced. This still works, but all this is gonna go if we wind up buying it. We'll change all this old wood trim out. But other than that, headliners, well, we'll replace the headliner too. I'm gonna probably wind up redoing the entire interior on this thing. Looks good there. Is there an avionics switch? Oh, we got a wing leveler. Or you just manually turn on all the avionics. No, where's the avionics switch at? Let me find the avionics switch, get back to you. Turn that off, make sure that guy's off. Whoa! We've got to replace the display on this. We'll probably just replace that altogether. I don't know if this has GPS steering or not. Okay, that might be in-op, which we'll have to figure out at some point. Fuel pump's good. I don't know why I'm not seeing any lights. That should be on right now. For whatever reason, it's not. Gear down. We're looking underneath the panel right now, pilot side. You can see there's a little bit of leaking 5606, which is brake fluid in this airplane. Very common on these. Outside of that, we're looking for correct movement of the yokes. I'll show you guys up under here so you can see how everything works. So this will all need a really good lube there. Let's get it. We're looking for freedom of movement and throttles. Oh, pretty stiff on there, but it's also cold. It's freezing cold out here. So there's that. Yeah, we'll look at a few more things, and then I got to get out of here because I got a flight in 3 hours, and it's an hour and 20-minute drive back to the airport. All right, so crazy things you see when you're out buying airplanes. With this 170, it says the 170, guy just bought it. He's gonna fly it here from California all the way to France. That guy's gonna do that in this. No autopilot. At least it's got a JPI 900, 750, and a Garmin G5. It's an awesome plane though. Let's get a little light in here for you guys.
Can I comment?
Absolutely.
It's got 65 gallons in it because it's got Cutlass wings on it. And it's going to have Flint tip tanks in it, and it's going to have all its seats except the essential ones mailed ahead, and it'll have gas in the back. And he's going to have an oiler, and his longest leg is like 800 miles, and he's going to go over the ice cap.
That's unreal. You couldn't pay me. Literally, there's no amount of money.
And he's bringing a friend, you know why? So he can run faster than that guy when the polar bears are chasing him.
Use his friend to float on. Wow. It's a great looking airplane though. It's really swell. Man. Good luck. That's all I can say. This is an amazing airplane though.
What's this?
Oh, look at that.
170s don't have baggage doors.
That's pretty cool.
It's an exceptional plane, but it is going to be a slow crossing.
Oh, you did a great job selling it. I can't believe it's going to go to France though. That's wild. Luckily, he's waiting until the spring. He's at least smart enough to wait because there's no way right now.
And the trade winds going that way.
Yeah.
And smaller tires.
Yeah, that's...
Because those tires make it do
Well,
like 99 knots.
He should probably keep those on in case he has to land in the tundra. I mean, they are tundra tires.
Well, on the ice cap, yeah.
It's just a thought.
Yeah, he's going to put 600s on it, so it might do 120.
You said the engine's upgraded on this thing though too, right? It's IO360?
IO360 Lycoming injected.
Yeah, so that'll help. The first thing that I noticed when I saw it poking out back here, I didn't know it was a 170 because it's kind of buried, but I saw the huge prop and I was like, okay, this thing has got some heat in it somewhere. And
it's kind of famous, this plane. If people are online, they'll have seen it already doing a lot of things here.
You guys saw the channel, Skywagon Academy.
Skywagon University.
Oh, Skywagon University. All right, we'll get there. Skywagon University, you guys have seen it. So look out for that. I hope you make a really good video on this thing when it's time for it to go.
Well, I'm going to ask him to do a bit of filming while it's going across. That should be interesting.
Yeah, you should definitely rip an episode of you know, the preparation, you know, putting in the tanks and all. Are you guys going to do a tank or bladders?
It's going to be a ferry tank, flint tip tanks, and its own main tanks, and it's going to go down to Tracy and have that done before it leaves.
Got it.
Then it's getting an avionics upgrade.
Okay.
So it's getting a 750, a lot of stuff put in it before it leaves.
Hopefully he'll get an autopilot. Well, he's bringing a friend, so.
GFC 500 or a friend.
Okay, yeah, well, yeah, the GFC, good freaking cool guy. Yeah. Awesome plane. Definitely look out for that content coming up. Hopefully when I come back in a couple weeks, the weather will be a little bit better and maybe we'll shoot a little bit more with this thing. So, all right, that's it. I got to head back to the airport now. Day's over. Great preliminary look at the plane. I'm going to go home, do a little more research, and we'll figure out what we're going to do. I just fired over a 10% deposit for the purchase price of the plane. So yeah, that's it. Now, unfortunately, I got to go catch a flight, and then I got to catch another flight, and then I'll come back in about a week. We'll do a real pre-buy on this thing, and that'll be the next episode. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm going to talk a little bit more about what we're looking at. Again, it's 100% fully refundable deposit on this plane. So if I see something in pre-buy that I don't like, so be it. And we'll walk and we'll get our money back. But outside of that, she looks pretty good. It's going to be a great project for the channel. We're going to have a lot of fun with this one. So thank you guys for watching. Again, like, comment, subscribe. You guys know what to do. Make sure you're following me on Instagram at gear_down. Comment, tell me I'm a really stupid idiot for just hopping on a plane not even 24 hours ago to come buy a plane. So see you guys on the next one.